This is a story of the two brothers and their crazy adventures throughout time and all the little trouble they get into. It starts off as the two orphans in their uncle's house. As they're sitting quietly and peacefully working for their uncle, but not actually doing anything, an army officer comes by offering to take the two boys to the army for a grand amount of 25 cents. The uncle, upon seeing this grand time to rake in the money, without any hesitation sold the two boys to the army. But Shmerel and Berel had other plans. Just as they were about to get shipped off, they meekly escaped their uncle, and as they were escaping their house, the officer came back just in time and tied the two boys to a fence. But no worries there. Shmerel has something in his back pocket, and just as the officer was drinking heavily, they got away from that one too. As the two boys were walking in the forest the next day, they came upon the most peculiar sight, a dead body. And just as Shmerel decided to have fun with a dead person's bodily functions, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing, a police officer, just by chance, happened to be walking by. Now, any normal police officer who sees two boys playing with a dead body assumes that they were just having fun and they bumped into it, like every other police officer would. But this one was especially cruel. And upon seeing this, he realized something was fishy. So he right away came to an investigation of what exactly those two boys were doing. Just as Shmerel had the police officer almost playing with the body himself, the officer, snapping to his senses, realized that the boys had done something wrong, and they were under arrest for the murder of this pure innocent body, which Shmerel, without realizing what he was admitted to. So, they were taken to the very famous courthouse of Judge Curly Fries with Shake, who through his many years of experience in the judge court and many milkshakes and curly fries, special from Kosher Delight, he realized that the two boys were just as full of silly as his name was. After a couple wild display of evidence, which for some reason Shmerel had stuck in his pants, he set the boys free. Now that the boys were free, they realized that they still did not have money for food. And so they decided, upon coming upon a homeless person making a lot of money dancing and singing on the streets, they decided that would be a great business venture and went to do it themselves. And just as the two boys were singing on the streets collecting their funds, the owner of the Herr Yinklach von Stinklach Opera House came by and saw some talent in the two boys. Berel, being the smarter one, realized that the guy was just pulling their leg. Shmerel, being the hungry one, really wanted something to eat. So he went on to produce and to act in the opera house of Herr Yinklach von Stinklach. By coming to the opera house, they found the most interesting thing. Judge Curly Fries with Shake, on the side of being a judge, was also a singer, whose great noise broke all the windows in the opera house. Too bad. And so, after his turn, Shmerel was thrown onto stage. And after his little dance, with tons of confidence, the crowd booed him and threw stuff on him on stage until he ran to the side and was crying, deeply hurt at why the crowd couldn't appreciate his great talent. And so he was crying on the side in the forest, and just when his life couldn't get any lower or slower or worse, he came upon a gang who decided that they'd have fun with a nice little Jewish boy. After discussing with a conversation with the gang leader coerced Shmerel into joining the gang. But in order to join the gang, you'd have to complete a very dangerous mission, and that was to rob the next person that walked by.
I need you to, next person that walks by, I want you to rob him blind.
I have to steal his eyesight?
No, you rob him blind.
I have to steal the person?
No, you rob. Take his money. Just take his money.
Okay. Stop here messing.
Okay, I'll see you. I'll be back.
It so happened to be Shmerel's luck that the next person that walked by happened to be a very crazy old lady. And everybody knows you can't rob crazy old ladies. And not only did he not rob the very crazy old lady, she happened to turn, somehow through talking about chicken soup and tissues and breaking a $20 Six Flags umbrella, she happened to rob him of his money, slowly getting away. As the gang returned and realized that not only did Shmerel rob the lady, but the lady had robbed him, they decided it was time to torture. And so, hence began the royal torture, through tickling his underarms and pulling off his toes. And just when Shmerel was about to collapse from the pain and from the laughter, his very faithful brother, Berel, came to the rescue, slowly taking out, via Kasiva's play's weapons, the two robbers, knocking them dead instantly. And so, as all good stories come to an end, the two boys reunited. Except now they realized that they still did not have money for food, and yet they were still hungry. And so Shmerel came up with another devious plan, and that was to go to a prison where they always give out free food, and get free food from there. Wonder of all wonders, they happened to meet the very infamous Judge Curly Fries with a Shake, who was doing time for breaking all the windows in the Opera House. As he was discussing it with them, he realized that there was no food in the prison. But we see all the things that we go through for the very crazy old lady that robbed him happened to be Judge Curly Fries with a Shake's wife, to all surprise. And in their effort to reunite each other, yes, they did crash down the prison walls, which, very sadly and funnily, did help the two boys escape. But before the two boys thought that they could relax then, the very crazy old lady had some important news for them. The old lady happened to have a treasure which needed to go to a certain rabbi. But that treasure was stuck in a very deep tunnel far, far away, and she couldn't reach it, for she was old and dying, and the husband just couldn't fit in the tunnel. So she sent the two boys, Berel and Shmerel, to reclaim the treasure. But one rule, she told them: do not open the treasure. And so the boys, faithfully accepting the mission from the crazy old lady, went on to retrieve the treasure. And just as they retrieved the treasure, Shmerel got a little too curious and started opening the treasure. And that is where we left off in the adventures of Berel and Shmerel.